What is today? I don't even know what today is, but I am unintentionally off today. I do work multiple jobs, as you guys know, but today I guess I am unintentionally off. I'm just leaving my house now, so I guess I'll head up to Starbucks and explain it more when I get up there and get an iced coffee and kind of explain things. We are at the Starbucks. This is the Dada. Say hello. Okay. Oh, okay. Stop. We don't need to be that weird. Okay. But thank you for your entertainment. So we are at Starbucks. As I'm going to get into in this video, I didn't go to work today, but my dad thankfully did. So this is me. This is the Dada. Say hello to the people. Hello. So we just left Starbucks. We ate a snack. My dad just got back from work, and I have been actually off from work today. And there was a cute dog, so I'm all happy. He was in a bumblebee costume. So my dad got home from work. I'm very grateful that he went to work, and which allowed for this to be easier today. So I have been working as a substitute teacher for Miami-Dade County Public Schools. I posted a video on my channel talking about that, and as a small recap, you should go and watch that video to truly understand. But I have been working for Miami-Dade County Public Schools since 2019. And it has been very consistent work. Some people would say, well, oh, how is it consistent? Because I had been pretty much working at one particular school location. And I was working every day. We weren't allowed to work 2 days per marking period. So basically, if you thought of it as Monday through Friday, we had to take off 2 days. You could take them off, in 1 week, one each week, whatever. But we were allowed to work 8 days per marking period, so it came out to a total of 16 days per month, essentially. There were requirements back then. At one time, you had to have a bachelor's degree. I was working as something called a degree substitute, so my pay was much higher than the regular substitute by quite a bit. I think by $30 or something like that. So then they lowered the requirements that you could be a sub with an associate's, and then I think they lowered it again to 30 credits. So I was one of these ones that was working as a degreed substitute, meaning at least a bachelor's degree, and the pay was for a part-time job. I worked during the last 3 years and everything we went through. I worked where the school was, where there's supposed to be 19 students in a room, and at times there were 34, 36. So it was chaos. And I tried my very best, and I was under the attitude of being a Miami-Dade County employee, which I was through Miami-Dade County Schools. If you go and you watch my other video, you'll understand fully how everything happened, but we were outsourced from Miami-Dade County Schools to Kelly Education. Everyone was like, this is going to be great, you're going to be able to work every day. It would seem that this is some weird attempt on the district's ability to cut down on the usage of subs and to, I don't know, they have the attitude of if we need to, we'll split the classes, we'll put them in the auditorium, we'll have a staff member from PE, from the Spanish department watch the students. They don't care. This is all about budget. Before the transition happened, I would work every single day as a substitute teacher. Essentially, was told come in every day. There would be occasionally times where I would be helping in a room and I wasn't needed in a specific room, but that was rare. Essentially what would happen was, even if that were the case where you were helping in a room, it wasn't long, maybe an hour or so, that you would get a text message, oh, you're needed in so-and-so's room, the teacher had to leave early. So it was never like, relaxed work. Now, because of this on the district's part, and some people are going to be like, oh, this was unusual at your school. Well, my particular school that I've been working at, they need the subs. It's just that it almost seems like they either want to split the classes or whatever. It's an interesting thing that it is an ability for the district to cut down on money, because if they can have the attitude of, we'll take away a teacher's break, or we'll stick the PE teacher in there, whatever. And so I went from being told just come in every day to now being told you only can work when we have an actual position for you and know you're in the role. But the thing is, obviously, those can happen spur of the moment. That could happen the morning of. That can happen, at 8, 9 in the morning. And I'm going from always going in to now trying to see if I can even accommodate this. So I was told yesterday I worked, and I went into my supervisor's office and I said, do you have work for me tomorrow? And she basically said no. And she also said, it's Halloween, don't expect the teachers to take off because they want to be there for their students. So at that point, I kind of assumed I wasn't going to be working. So I went home. I consistently checked my phone. I checked the site where you get scheduled, and I saw that I was not scheduled. So I woke up in the morning pretty early still, and around 6:11 or so in the morning, I saw that the supervisor had scheduled me. I had just woken up. There wasn't enough time to get ready. Some people would argue like, oh, you should have gotten ready and wait, that you could have run out the door and been ready. First of all, my dad was leaving to go to his job, so I don't have my own car. So if I don't leave with him, that's not even a possibility. Tomorrow, can I theoretically test the waters and wake up to see if I'm going to go in? Yeah, but only up to a certain time. There's a cutoff point where it's like, I can't get there anymore. It's a number of things. It's to go from coming in every day and being called Miss So-and-so and having some level of respect, even though I have plenty of stories to talk about, and then have it where a lot of the faculty now, when they see me in the hall, including administrators, they refer to me as Kelly girl. Instead of saying Miss or so-and-so, they go, hey, Kelly girl, how's it going, Kelly girl? And it's like, it's not respectful. Also, I talked about in the other video I posted that when we work around where it's kindergarten or first grade and we get out earlier, the vigor of the class is much more intense than just sitting and watching middle schoolers. So we leave when the teachers technically have their planning period. Now we were told you have to be here and wait in case some other teacher needs you, when we were always told we could go, and that's how it's been the precedent for the last 3 years. So I did that one day, and I just sat there with another sub, and we just sat at a table, and as usual, no one needed us. But it was the fact that the supervisor had made a comment almost implying that we would get in trouble with Kelly. A lot of the subs have vocalized that if we don't know ahead of time that we're going to be working, and it could be ahead of time, even like late in the evening the night before, but if we don't know ahead of time, how can we properly plan to get up in the morning? A lot of the subs are in positions where they need to drive relatives different places. It's like there's just a lot of mistreatment with the job, and quite frankly, there's been a lot of mistreatment with the job for a long time. There's a lot of stories that I can talk about. Am I technically with the job still? Technically, but I'm not with Dade Schools anymore. I'm with Kelly Education, which is technically transferable anywhere of a school district in the country that uses Kelly. And I'm scheduled a few days ahead of time that I know about. The consistency very probably will go from 16 assured days or so, given that there wasn't a vacation a month, to now it could be 4. It could be 4. I have no idea. And also when we talk about like, oh, could you have jumped out the door and got in there and done this route? The route of this room that she wanted me in was probably a situation where maybe either another sub canceled or no one else wanted to do it. It's a kindergarten class where the teacher is notoriously known for having not only the most difficult kindergartens, but like the worst cases. So a lot of times kindergartners and first graders don't have what's called like documents where it shows they have these disorders like autism. They haven't been tested at that age. And so this class that she gave me, it was a kindergarten class that I have been in before that has literally 6 undiagnosed with really no treatment plans in place, severely what would resemble autism. Could it be another disorder? Of course, but severe outbursts, throwing themselves on the floor, going to the bathroom on the floor. I wasn't there, thankfully, for that day, but I've heard the stories. But I've been in the room before, going crazy, throwing themselves up, throwing things, crying spells. And there's, 19 or 20, there's probably 22 kids in the room, and 6 of them are at that level. 1 or 2 are also seeming like there's something wrong, extreme behavioral problems. So this is a room that should have aides in the room who assist with the situation. And what they'll do is they'll throw the sub in the room who's willing to tolerate this, and it's really not an okay situation because 22 students in a room of kindergarten age, and 6 of them are severe cases of what would seem like autism, severe autism. And so it probably was a case where someone canceled and no one wanted to come in for this class. And it's a notorious class. Everyone knows about this class. And so I wouldn't have ate. I would have run out the house without eating. I would have fallen down. Honestly, I didn't feel well the entire day as it was. And thankfully, I was home to deal with those symptoms. I wasn't feeling well. My stomach was upset. And it just wasn't doable. And I'm happy that I'm starting to open up and talk about this more. I've had a lot of even students in the past and other people in the past have said to me, why aren't you talking about the fact that you've been subbing? People are interested in that. People are interested in education. I can talk to you guys in more, probably in another video, how I went through where I got like a statement of eligibility. I couldn't get a job as a teacher. I'm going to talk about that in the videos and some of the things that these principals said to me. It was like, wow, you guys need teachers in Florida? It's like, do you know your principals are talking to people this way? So I'm going to start to be more open about this stuff and talk to you guys about this stuff, because I've been always referring to my jobs in a very vague manner and not talking about it. So now these videos are giving me more freedom to start talking about things that I think people actually will find interesting, especially for people out there who have either quit teaching or are interested in going into it. You'll know more about, the situation. I anticipated a lot of this would happen. The school district, my school, everyone tried to gaslight the situation, be like, oh, you have nothing to worry about. I actually said to my supervisor when we got the notice that we were going to transfer, I called her up frantic and I said, am I going to have consistency? Am I going to have any work? And she, in a laughing, joking way, she goes, I'll fight for you. And it's like, what does that mean? I'm calling you up and having a very serious conversation with you. Am I going to be able to pay my bills? And you had a sub in there in her office yesterday saying the same thing to her. Her exact words were like, this is not going to work for me. I can't go from knowing I come in every day and people will be like, oh, well, how did you know before? It was the precedent for the last 3 years. And I am proud of myself that I didn't allow myself to be gaslit and I went out and got another job. Is it enough to pay my bills? No, but thankfully my dad is working and I have my dad, and we are, in a sense, a 2-person household. And I'm doing my best, through, I'll apply for other jobs, and I'm thankful I have my dad. I'm very grateful for that, and I acknowledge that I could not do it without him, but like I have YouTube and I have all these different things, and it's like, at least I have a positive outlook on things. But other people who trusted them had the attitude of, oh, I believe them, everything will be fine, it'll be fine. And I would go up to other women and be like, do you think there's going to be consistency? And they're like, yeah, it's going to be great. It's like, in your gut, it's not. And so that's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to rest still. So the game plan right now is I will wake up. My dad even said, you shouldn't even do this. But I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to give myself a cutoff point where at that point, my dad is gone to work. It's like I'm going out. It's like I'm not going to be in waiting. I could be in wait till 9, 10 in the morning. It's like I'm not going to do it. There has to be a cutoff point where it's like I will wake up. I will try to prepare a little better tomorrow morning, see if she schedules me. But other than that, I'm not going in. So I hope that I can be more open and you guys can understand a little bit more, and honestly probably produce better videos, because I'm not going to be like making these big videos like there's a job and the job this and the job that. Now I think you'll start to understand more about what has been going on. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you all. My dad is right here. And say hello. Wave to the people. Okay, don't wave. Okay, wave. Okay, I don't know. You shake the water. Okay, that's his wave. Okay, that's what he does. Okay, so we're gonna go take a walk now and digest our Starbucks. But thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you all, and I will see you soon in my next video. And bye.